Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning into this video. Today I have an article talking about all these people rushing to their pawn shops and their coin shops selling gold and silver jewelry during these recent price spikes. Right now we see gold at $1,522 and silver at $17.26. So precious metals are definitely, appreciating, and people who have weak hands that aren't really true silver or precious metals investors are selling at the first profits they get. And I just kind of want to share my opinion because once I saw this headline, I laughed. And the numbers that go on in this video are actually pretty amazing to see how many people are just cashing out and really don't understand the true value of precious metals. So this article will be in the description if you want to check it out. So this was written by Kiko yesterday, August 14th, 2019. So let's jump right into it. So with gold at an all-time high in many currencies, jewelers are swamped with customers looking to cash in, said one store owner who reports a 40% upstick in business this summer. 40% increase in people coming to cash out their precious metals, which is actually incredible. When we have spikes like this summer, we are very busy with people coming in to sell their jewelry because the price of gold has skyrocketed. What people are getting for their jewels has now versus a year ago is substantially higher, which is true, but these people are still, especially people that go to their pawn shops, are selling themselves short. If they really knew how much value they were owning or they had, I'm sure that, they would probably hesitate a little more or think about other ways to sell or maybe hold on a little longer. But it really is interesting to see these numbers and these statistics. But it goes on to say gold prices began the year below $1,350 an ounce, slowly climbing above $1,350 by the end of May, followed by a rally to $1,400 an ounce in July, and then above $1,500 in August. At the time of writing, the COMEX futures was trading near 6-year highs at $1,527, up 0.86% on the day. So the surge in price triggers a business boom for Khan, who is reporting 40% more customers coming in to her stores and trying to sell their jewelry versus the same period a year ago. Khan focuses on estate jewelry and owns 2 family stores in Palm Beach, Florida, and Chicago, Illinois. So I'm not going to read all this, but it does just go on to kind of say, it goes on to say, what the store, sells and all that about 24 karat, 22 karat, etc. But I want to go on to this part because it's pretty interesting. So the gold rally has largely been driven by the U.S.-China trade war, geopolitical tensions, a global shift to central banking easing, and fear of currency wars. Khan's customers have expressed similar concerns when bringing in their gold jewelry to sell, which is interesting because usually people buy during these times when there's anything happening in the economy that kind of brings a scare, political views, anything along those lines. That's usually when people want to buy precious metals, not sell precious metals. So this is a prime example of, it's almost like the opposite of panic selling. When you're panic selling, you're selling because it's low in fear that, it's gonna bottom out. So you sell all your stuff at a loss. But these people are actually, instead of buying right now when economic scare or uncertain times or surrounding, whether it's recession, whether it's stock market volatility, whether it's the dollar collapsing, whether it's political stuff, usually people turn towards precious metals for a safe haven, for a preservation of wealth. But they're selling at these times, cashing in fiat, so they really don't understand the true purpose of it. Obviously, you still can cash in some if you want, but these people are just selling all their jewelry, probably, going in their old, ring, whatever, selling family members jewelry, whatever the case is. And this stuff is, it has so much more potential than just a quick buck. And I really wish people did understand that more. Anyways, it goes on to say customers are very concerned about central banks around the world starting to ease. People also see the country's debt as a problem and want to be protected, which, if they see the country's debt as a problem and want to be protected, wouldn't you think they would be holding an asset that has intrinsic value instead of cashing it out for a fiat currency? It doesn't really make sense to me. So it says we got two dynamics going on. The older generation is coming in to sell their jewelry because they are fixed incomes and don't want to take the risk. Others are looking to make money in a safer way rather than getting involved with the stock market, which is true, which is a good point, because it's almost like but within the world of selling or panic selling or impulse selling, whatever the case is, it's almost like there's two types of people. And the one you would think that the people who are from older generations looking that don't want to take the risk would be holding on to the precious metals, not selling it, because the main risk is fiat currency, the dollar collapsing, hyperinflation. But I guess, fiat currency is liquid and people do still have to pay their bills with actual, US dollars or whatever the case is. So don't really have the same type of safety if you are holding it in precious metals. So, but anyways, it goes on to say, if we get 0% interest rates or negative interest rates, we'll see people looking at jewels as a way to make money versus getting involved with banks or stock markets. So it is true from the aspect of not wanting to get into the stocks and looking at all that risk that goes along with that, but that's a whole entire different video. Today, we're focusing on precious metals, but it goes on to say the gold market has seen jewelry become an investment avenue that can finance a certain lifestyle during retirement. President House of Khan Jewelry is described. We had clients that brought in something from us 20 years ago. Now they're getting much higher value for it, she said. Now jewelry has become an investment. People want for the jewelry depends on the design, the weight of the gold, and any special hallmarks, which is true. Almost like coins as well. There's semi-numismatic coins, etc. But this is interesting because it's from a jewelry standpoint where people are actually, looking at jewelry as an investment, as an asset, not only from the metal content involved, whether it's gold or silver, but also the design and, it's almost like its own coin. Like it almost has like a market, almost like semi-numismatic coins do, or numismatic coins, which is interesting to look at because we really don't talk about it that much on this channel. So it goes on to say, people's gold jewelry will always increase in value rather than decrease, stating she goes through hundreds of pieces a day. When it comes to types of jewelry to buy, Khan recommends antique pieces, nothing that valuations on them would be better than items at a high-end department store and auction gallery. Khan does not see business slowing down anytime soon. The Federal Reserve easing on everyone's minds. Khan does not rule out higher gold prices in the future, talking about the Fed cutting rates and all of that as well. There's also several different factors that are going to be influencing precious metals prices, but I definitely thought this was an interesting article, but I want to go a little bit more. Sorry if I'm talking kind of fast. I'm trying to make this video timely. There's a lot of information here, but I do want to go into the part that I was kind of mentioning earlier when people are selling. So when it comes to selling precious metals, it can be pretty complex. You can definitely make it more complicated than it needs to be. But obviously, if you're investing in something and you want to get the highest profits, then you definitely want to, have different options and different solutions, and maybe that even means sometimes selling at different times. You definitely want to set certain prices for yourself so you don't end up panic selling. Like right now, a lot of people are selling because they might say, once gold reaches $1,500, this is a price I'm willing to sell at. I won't sell any lower than that. A lot of people are doing the opposite as well, though, saying I'm not going to be buying if gold goes any higher than $1,500. I'm going to stop buying then. So you're setting rules for yourself, and this will help you protects yourself from impulse decisions. But the only thing is, you don't know if it's going to keep going higher. So what I always recommend is easing into it. If you are going to be selling right now and cashing out, wait. Don't sell your whole entire stack or all your jewelry right away. You want to wait, because if gold keeps going higher, which it definitely, even in this article, she mentions this, if gold is going to keep going higher, then you can get more profits if you waited a month or two. Gold might reach $1,700-$1,800, and you could have, made a lot more money then. So sometimes it's smarter to just hold off, maybe sell a couple pieces, a couple coins at a time, wait to keep a pulse on the market, keep an eye on it, and then if you see it still going up, maybe hold off to see what, and then say once it reaches 1,700, I'll sell, X amount, maybe like a third of it. And then if you see it start to go back down, then maybe, you just go from there. But it's more of something you don't want to, you don't want to jump the gun and go all in at once, because there's a lot of money at stake, and there's definitely a way that you can make a lot more profits. I can compare it almost like the cryptocurrency. When Bitcoin was going up to $20,000, everyone kept saying, oh, I missed the boat. Oh, I missed the boat, when, it was at $3,000. Oh, I missed the boat. It's going to go back down, when really it was going all the way up to 20,000. If they would have done that, or maybe bought a little bit at least, and then say, okay, if it goes any higher, I'm going to hold off. Or vice versa, saying, okay, if it reaches 3,000, I'll buy it, but I'm not going to, whatever the case is. Or when it comes to selling, say, I'm not going to sell anything less than at Bitcoin at 10,000. But then if you see it keep going up, then maybe sell a little bit more. you know, so there is really no time. We don't have a crystal ball. There's no way to see where the markets are going to go. But if you do sell little bits at a time, at least you're capping in, at least you're cashing in a little bit of money. So at least you've made some profits. Also having the protection of, you know, of going all in and risking everything. That's gambling at that point, and you want to be careful with that. But also my concern with this article is really showing how weak-handed people are, how they really don't understand the value that precious metals brings to the table and the real potential, the real undervalued, you know, spotlight that it has or stigma that it has. Because if these people really did understand, you know, how much value their stuff has, it would be a whole different story. And it wouldn't be 40% people more coming into the stores to sell their jewelry. It'd be 40% increases of people coming in to buy precious metals. But I also do want to mention a lot of people aren't financially stable and they need this cash. So these are people that also obviously aren't very good with money or budgeting their money. So that's also stuff to keep, you know, keep in consideration when it comes to the everyday person who is trying to, you know, gets their feet in the door with precious metals from a quick point of view. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, the link will be in the description. I'm curious what you guys think about this. I thought it was pretty interesting, you know, but I definitely am not surprised though. Anytime precious metals goes up, people are going to capitalize on it, and I don't blame you. I just definitely think you shouldn't be going all in when it comes to this. You still want to have some, you know, you still want to have a portion for longer term, because the everyday prices, the day-to-day prices right now really are relevant when it comes to the bigger picture. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you already have, and I post daily videos, so stay tuned for that. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.